It started on a bright Saturday morning when my son returned from school, excited to share news from the annual school fair. But his excitement quickly turned to confusion and anger. Apparently, Karen had accused him of stealing during the event. According to her, he had taken prizes and snacks that were allegedly community property. Her accusations were loud, public, and completely baseless. I could hardly believe it. Accusing a child of theft is serious on its own, but doing it publicly and without any evidence was beyond reckless. Karen clearly assumed she could intimidate my family the same way she had tried to manipulate other HOA members. But she had underestimated the consequences of targeting my son. I immediately gathered evidence: photos, receipts, and statements from other parents and fair organizers, all confirming that my son had not taken anything improperly. Security footage from the fair clearly showed him acting responsibly. Karen's accusation was completely fabricated, but she had already caused a stir in front of dozens of witnesses. When I confronted her at the next HOA meeting, Karen acted indignant. "Your son has been reported for violating community rules," she claimed, waving her clipboard as if it granted her authority over children. I remained calm but firm. "Your accusations are false. You have no jurisdiction over my son or my family, and making these claims constitutes harassment. Law enforcement has been notified, and any further action against my child will have legal consequences." The officers arrived promptly, having reviewed the evidence I had compiled. They confirmed that Karen's claims were entirely baseless and classified the incident as harassment, especially given her public accusations against a minor. Karen, who had once felt untouchable within her HOA, suddenly faced serious consequences. Neighbors and other parents at the fair, who had witnessed Karen's behavior, were equally shocked. Many had long been wary of her overreach, but now her recklessness was undeniable. The fact that she had accused a child in public made her actions both legally and socially indefensible. I then took steps to prevent any future harassment. Legal notices were sent to Karen and the HOA, clearly outlining boundaries and warning that any further accusations or interference with my family would result in immediate civil and criminal action. I also reinforced security around the house and ensured that my son's school was aware of the situation, making it clear that any attempts at intimidation would not be tolerated. Karen's reputation began to crumble rapidly. The incident became the talk of the community. Her attempts to assert authority had backfired spectacularly, and she faced potential fines, public humiliation, and legal action. The HOA scrambled to distance themselves from her actions, realizing that her overreach could expose the entire board to liability. By the end of the week, Karen had been officially reprimanded and banned from making further accusations against my son or my family. The false claims were removed from all records, and law enforcement made it clear that any repeat behavior would result in immediate arrest. The lesson was clear: entitlement, harassment, and baseless accusations, especially against a minor, cannot go unchecked. Karen had assumed she could manipulate authority to intimidate my family, but her recklessness had resulted in public humiliation, legal jeopardy, and total loss of credibility. My son's reputation remained intact, the HOA learned a harsh lesson about overreach, and Karen was left to face the consequences of targeting a child. Justice had been served decisively, and the community understood that harassment, no matter who attempts it, would not be tolerated.